in the hidden underworld of America's ongoing battle against organized crime. Some stories are too complex, too dark, and too dangerous to ever truly end. This is the story of La Sombra Negra, the Black Shadow Cartel, a powerful, ruthless, and elusive drug syndicate that the FBI has hunted for decades. A story of wiretaps, double agents, betrayals, hidden tunnels, political corruption, and an endless chess game between federal agents and cartel bosses. This isn't just another drug bust. This is the kind of case that twists and turns so many times. It feels like fiction, but it isn't. It's real, and it's still unfolding today. It all began in the late 1990s. The FBI received whispers of a new cartel rising out of Mexico's shifting power vacuum after the fall of older cartels. Unlike others, this group didn't rely on flashy violence or flamboyant leaders. They operated in shadows, silently taking over smuggling routes, quietly controlling ports, discreetly bribing politicians. Agents first noticed them when shipments of cocaine began moving through Arizona and New Mexico. Without triggering the usual turf wars, whoever was behind it knew how to avoid attention. They were ghosts. The FBI gave them a name: La Sombra Negra, the Black Shadow Cartel. In 2001, agents made their first move. A wiretap led them to a warehouse in El Paso. Inside, over 2 tons of cocaine. But something was wrong. Every phone number they tracked, every truck they followed, ended in dead ends. Informants vanished. Drivers disappeared. The FBI realized they weren't just dealing with smugglers. They were dealing with a cartel that had inside information. Someone was leaking FBI operations. For years, suspicions grew inside the bureau. A mole was feeding the cartel everything they needed to stay invisible. But who? One agent, Special Agent Maria Cortez, made it her mission to find out. Her investigation revealed something chilling. The cartel had infiltrated customs officers, state police, even U.S. Border Patrol. Every time the FBI closed in, someone tipped the cartel off. And then came the first major twist. One of their own agents, an experienced veteran, was discovered to be passing information to the cartel. He wasn't just corrupt, he was on their payroll for nearly a decade. By the mid-2000s, the Black Shadow Cartel wasn't just moving drugs. They controlled human trafficking routes, weapons shipments, and even hit squads operating inside U.S. cities. The FBI launched Operation Black Veil, an undercover program to embed agents inside cartel distribution cells. But the cost was high. Several informants turned up dead, dumped in the desert as a message. One had his FBI badge stuffed in his mouth. The cartel wasn't afraid. They were mocking federal agents. In 2009, a breakthrough. A raid uncovered a series of massive underground tunnels running from Mexico into Arizona. Sophisticated ventilation, lighting, even rail tracks for drug transport. This wasn't crude smuggling. This was military-level engineering. When the tunnels were exposed, cartel operatives simply abandoned them, without leaving a single trace of their leaders. The FBI realized the cartel had backup plans for everything. The Black Shadow Cartel was always one step ahead. 2012 brought the darkest twist yet. A high-ranking FBI supervisor, deeply trusted by the Bureau, was unmasked as a cartel mole. For years, he had sabotaged investigations, misdirected raids, and even ordered undercover agents into traps. The betrayal sent shockwaves through the Bureau. How deep did the corruption go? How much did the cartel know? One senior agent called it, the cartel wasn't just in Mexico. It was in our own building. As investigations dragged on, the FBI found itself facing a new obstacle: politics. The cartel's influence stretched into city governments, border town mayors, even members of Congress. Money laundering schemes tied cartel funds to construction projects, casinos, and all investments. When the Bureau tried to indict certain officials, cases were suddenly dropped, witnesses recanted, files vanished. The deeper they dug, the clearer it became. La Sombra Negra had become a ghost embedded in America's own system. Every cartel has a face, a boss, a leader. But the Black Shadow Cartel. No photos, no fingerprints, just whispers of a figure known only as El Fantasma, the Phantom. Some believed he was a former Mexican intelligence officer. Others claimed he was American. Whoever he was, no one had ever seen him. The FBI's most wanted didn't even have a confirmed identity. By 2019, the cartel had evolved again. No longer just drugs, they were deep into cybercrime, crypto laundering, and dark web operations. Cartel hackers stole millions through ransomware attacks, funding real-world smuggling routes. The FBI launched Operation Silent Web, targeting the cartel's online empire. But again, the servers disappeared overnight. IP addresses bounced across the globe. Every strike was countered by something bigger, smarter, more dangerous. And now, today, the story remains unfinished. La Sombra Negra is still out there. The FBI continues its hunt. Agents say they are closer than ever. But history shows the cartel always finds a way to survive. This isn't just about drugs. It isn't just about crime. It's about a war in the shadows, one that may never truly end. Because as long as there are profits, power, and corruption, the Black Shadow Cartel will remain. And the FBI will keep chasing ghosts.